Hey there, welcome back friends. Now finally let us proceed further and let us finalize the feature. Now before finalizing the feature, we will definitely make some small little tweaks in our application in order to make it more logical and better. So first of all, we have added this case of add user operation, which was cool, but in here we would be adding the break operation. So break statement is cool. It will be a good thing to have in here. Then moving forward, let us do one more thing. If we check this add user operation, we are calling in a method by the name of add user in our model, but again we have a method by the name of add user in this particular controller itself. Now it would be rather good to rename this particular method and give it a better name, and we will give this name as add user form loader, as this is loading the form, right? So let me highlight this particular name, and we will use Shift Alt R to enter into the refactor mode, and we will give the name as add user form loader. Alright, so this looks good to me, and by doing this, definitely we would be able to see the change which needs to be reflected in here. Now moving forward, let us finally check this add user method. Now if we check the add user method in our model, definitely we have missed on one small little thing. We need to also receive this data source. So let me copy this particular part, and first of all we will receive the data source, and then we will receive the object of new user. And in order to fix this issue, we will simply hover upon this, and we will add the argument, and we will pass on the data source as well. So our issue is fixed. Alright, so now moving forward, let us quickly check the declaration of this particular method. And in here, inside this declaration, we have nothing, right? Now, first of all, we would require a connection object. Now, this would be similar to this particular statement where we are connecting with the database using the connection object. So let us do that. So we will type in connection connect equals null, which is our first part of step 1. Then we will create a prepared statement object. Now this is a new, so it would be like prepared statement, and the name of the object could be like statement, and we will also initialize this with null. All right, and now moving forward, we need to get the connection. So we will type in connect equals data source dot get connection, and definitely we need to also handle the exception. So we will hover upon this, and we will surround this with try catch block. Cool stuff. Now let me also format things a little. Alright, so now this looks good to me. Now moving forward, let us create a string. The name of the string would be username first of all, and we will receive the information from this object. So we will type in new user dot get username. Likewise, we will create a yet another string variable. This time the name would be email, and we will type in new user dot get email. All right, and finally we will create the query. So this time we will type in string query equals, and this time the statement, the query would be little interesting. It would be like insert into. Now what is the name of the table? Name of the table is users. Let me show you the workbench real quick. So the name of the table is users. Let me show you. Here we go. All right, and then we will give the name of the columns, and let me again show you. The name of the columns are username and email. Now we need to give the name of the column in between pair of parentheses, and it would be like username comma email, and then we will type in values, and then again in between pair of parentheses we will simply make use of question mark comma question mark. Now this is interesting how we will prepare the statement by taking help of this object. Now finally let us create the statement. So it would be like statement equals connect dot prepare statement, and we will pass on the query. Now definitely we need to also set these values. So it would be like statement dot set string, The index value would be 1 for the first question mark, and we will give it as username, and we will copy this statement, we will paste this once again. This time the index is 2 and it is email. All right, now finally we can like execute the query, and it is again very simple, and it is statement dot query. That's it. Now friends, this particular method returns a boolean value, so it would be rather very nice to return the boolean value, and definitely you can handle the exception accordingly. If this particular statement returns true, this means that the execution was perfect, and if there is a false value returned, then definitely something went wrong. Alright, so in here, in order to return this, we will make use of the return type as boolean. Cool stuff. And in here, inside this catch block, again, if there is some kind of exception, we will simply return false. Alright, so this looks good. Now there is a small little thing. If, for example, you are making use of Java 7 or a previous version of Java, then definitely closing these objects is again a good thing. Else there would be an issue of resource leak. Now how to close the object is, again, let me show you. It would be like finally block, and inside the finally block we can close in the object. So it would be like connect dot close. Now this particular what we say step is optional for us, and in fact it is giving us some kind of error because these particular statement again throw exception, and we will handle it in some time. And again we need to also close in the statement, so it would be like statement dot close. And let me surround this with try catch block again. Now this can be done definitely, but this particular thing, this particular what we say part is optional when you are making use of Java version above 7. So we will skip on this one, and we will try to keep things very sweet and simple to you, but this is a thing that you must know. And how we can close in the object, same apply for this method listing the user. We can close these particular objects in our finally block in order to avoid the resource leak error, resource leak warning, and this can be done if we are making use of Java 7 or previous generation of Java. Alright, so this is it for today's video. Finally, let us execute this program and try to check whether the feature is working properly or not. And here is the application which is up and running. Let me also show you. Here is the home page. Let us try to add the user. So it would be like username John, email as john@studyeasy.org. Let me add this user, and here is the output. Amazing. So the information got added pretty well, and this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.